I do believe we're live, but I do not have my microphones plugged in right now, so the audio quality might not be what it's supposed to be just yet. But I will remedy this situation momentarily. This I can promise you. Amazing, wonderful, stellar, beloved humanimals. Oh, Kristen. That's an easy no you, as we say in the business. No you. Here comes the audio. Oh, that should automatically switch over. Do let me know if it did. Do let me know if there's any crunchiness, if there's any extra pixelatedness, and then I will try and remedy these situations. Let's see if I can get myself running here. It is Johan's birthday today, so just like send into the ether, this collective space we're a part of, just like happy birthday Johan energy. Like happy birthday Johan. Happy birthday. Happy birthday Johan. Happy birthday. Yeah, okay. Audio sounds like it's good. Birthday, birthday. Woo! Yeah, exactly. Nice. Thank you, Kristen. That's exactly what I wanted. This is the perspective that I want. I'm realizing that there's more to this perspective than meets my eye. Let me see. This is good. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. This is fine. It is nice to have you friends here today. Today's stream topic is about being given so much. Yes, a smidge of skin. Risque. Yes. All right. I want to start talking, and I will momentarily. Maybe I'll start doing other things before talking. But today's stream topic is specifically about how the universe will sometimes give you more than you think you can handle so that you can let go of some parts of self. Right? At least that's what I believe. At least that's what I'm leading myself to believe. Right? Because there is definitely challenge that we face in being people on planet Earth. Right? And it can always, or sometimes, depending on who you are, feel like it can all be too much. Right? And if that's the case, if that's an experience to be had, then surely there is something to be gained from this experience of too much. And I would like to believe that thing that you gain is less. You gain less by having too much first. And I know that sounds counterintuitive, but that is what I have noticed, at least in my life. That sometimes we get more than we bargained for. We embrace more than we thought we could have. And then we can take a step back from that again as well. The cards I've been pulling as of late really have been pushing me in this direction of rest and of changing and of readjusting, finding my stability, playing a little bit more. So I am trying to listen. I am trying to listen for the most part. I'm not always the best student, unfortunately. Sorry to burst your bubble, but you are talking right now. Sorry to burst your bubble, but you are talking right now. Welcome, Wayne. We had a Wayne here. My message is not on all messages. Why can't I see Wayne? Hey! Oh, that's why. Just subscribe from my channel in the UK. Bless you, friend. It's nice having you here, Wayne. Sending you eternal blessings. This stream has been us showing up for the intention, with the intention of love, in the direction of conscious evolution, which in so many words means that we show up every single day and then we consider this human experience we are a part of. For me, the human experience that I'm kind of becoming aware of right now is the one where I have too much of something, right? And can be too much of responsibility even. And then I'm saying this as a metaphorical, example, then I get rid of the too much. In that way, my nails are longer than I want them to be. And this might be a highly cringe, and I admit this much. I'm willing to take the L. But also it is very symbolic, because I literally have more than I need. I have more nails than I need right now. So the only thing that I can do, the only thing that there is for me to do, is to let go of some of it. Right? To lighten my experience, to trim things up a little bit. And there is, at least for me, a sense of satisfaction and a justness. Like there's a sense of rightness to feeling like things have been made more as they were supposed to be. Right? Efficient, if you want to say that word. Streamlined. Aligned. I think aligned is the best possible word, actually. Because to someone, right, they might want long nails. But that someone is not me. So the act of having long nails isn't aligned with this person that I am. And as such, something has to change. Right? Either me, I have to start doing my nails up pretty and painting them, or the nails, they need to be cut shorter. Can't imagine this is something that happens a lot on YouTube, and I think for good reason. But I am a human being, and I have been neglecting cutting my nails for a while now. And today, since I knew what today's stream topic was about, this whole having too much of something and then letting go of it, I thought it would be apt, very symbolic. I could do such a thing, while talking about it. Because the fact that your nails grow is a good thing, right? The fact that you're being given more opportunities, more choices, more chances is a good thing. But in that way as well, if you just kind of let it go, what can be a good thing can suddenly become a point of anxiety. You might feel anxious that someone's going to see your nails, see the dirt that have gathered underneath them. You might be anxious that you're going to hook a nail or break it because of how long they are. Is this analogy landing? I hope so. Right. I do hope so. It has to. It has to. One more left. One and like 1/10 left. Do you enjoy this process? Because I guess it is something all of us have to do, right? Do you enjoy it? I don't think I do, particularly. I really do fantasize a lot about the idea of having little nano machines I basically have the ability to transform into anything, right? Even like little machines of destruction. And for them to be able to just like synth slowly decimate my nails down into the shape they're supposed to be, keep my hair where it's supposed to be, beard shaved or whatever. Now toenails. I'm not doing toenails. You absolute savage, Moja. It did cross my mind. My mind was like, it would be too much if I go toenails next, right? And I like angle the camera down and everything. That's not gonna happen. But it is funny. Part two is the haircut stream. Do you go somewhere for haircuts or does mom do it? Mom is probably gonna be the one that does it. But I have been thinking about that, Jovan. So the fact that you're asking, the fact that you're asking brings that to the forefront of my mind. Because I won't lie. No lie. I do want to have it done right. And I don't think my mom will do it wrong necessarily. But my mom was a feminine hairdresser. She dressed hair femininely. All right. And the male haircut that she cuts is very old school, right? Like 1990s short male hair. And I do want to have it short on the sides. A little bit of a fade, probably. And I don't think my mom is any good at that, unfortunately. So I'll probably go and do it with a professional. Lane got a haircut. He shaved his sides too. Freaking Lane. He is the freaking trailblazer. Of course, he had to beat me to the punch. Good for him. Good. Yeah. Seems like it's being cold. Seems like it's being cold. Maybe that is what needs to be in this moment. This is a little bit of Larry Bird that I have in here. Some Larry Bird that Jay gave me when I was there. Click. That's nice. My mind is going down the rabbit hole of hair right now a little bit. Today's stream topic is about having too much and then letting go of some of it. And the fact that hair comes up that naturally as a part of the conversation does feel quite apt. I don't think I have too much hair, but I think the amount of hair that I've had now feels suddenly too much. And I'm curious about what changed. I think my expectations did, interestingly enough. My expectations changed. I don't really expect myself to look a certain way anymore that much. And it's something as simple as when I was a kid, and I was forced to have short hair, I remember fantasizing, idolizing the idea of having big, long, luscious hair that just cascades over my shoulders and over my chest, right? I wanted that. I thought that's what I wanted, if you will. And then I grew my hair, and then it basically stopped there, right? And that's fine. That's fine. It's not bad. But it is no longer my ambition to have hair like that. Right? If I'm gonna have hair like that, it'll be a wig that I wear or something. And hair has been something that came up a few times over the last few streams. You know, that has been something I have been paying attention to. It is a massive part of our experience here on Earth, right? Even not having it. My 20s, I was obsessed with finding my limitations, situations impossible. Finding my limitations or impossible situations. So many of the things I incorrectly defined as holding me back. So the letting go only happened after rethinking. Rethinking, you say. How does one rethink? How does one rethink? If I close my eyes and I imagine what rethinking must look like. I picture myself being a lot less critical, a lot less scrutinizing, a lot more grateful just for things as they are. Because I do think that is definitely one of my things. Hairy, masculine, mammal, male. It's true. I mean, my mind wants to alliterate and go maned, masculine, mammal, male. There's another word coming through? Recognizing ourselves, I guess, right? Realizing thing I feel I'm supposed to realize right now is that there are so many things for me to want. There are so many things for me to have. And in the wanting and having of things, the only thing that I'll really gain is knowledge of what I've let go of. Right? And this is me trying to be deep right now, and I'm not acknowledging that. Right? But I do believe that. Because if you look back at your entire life, since you were a child, at least I was infatuated by want. The child's mind really wants things and really does hype itself up with how much it wants things and how vocal it will be about the want of this thing, right? And it can be something simple. You can see some sort of TV ad or a magazine, toy catalog, etc., right? And your mind can lock on to something, and it can be the biggest thing you've ever wanted, right? You'll lay your life down for this thing. That's how much you want it right now. You'll sell your soul. You'll start praying to God as a child for this thing that you want. And then now looking back, some of those things you got, some of those things you didn't. Some of those things I wanted as a child and didn't get, and then got myself as an adult. And even still, I want to say the words, I don't feel fulfilled. But that's like, woo! I don't know what I want to say that. I don't want to say that. And I feel that maybe is almost the point, right? Because being full, especially when it comes to life experience, is kind of like the conclusion of it, right? If you're sitting down for a big meal and you're eating, and then you're like so full, but you're like still forcing in some more dessert, and you're reaching that point of satiation. There's still food on the table, but you're full. Like you have reached your limit of how much you can eat, and then it has to stop. You have to stop eating because doing more so is going to be uncomfortable, right? And maybe that is the way we're supposed to liken this experience of wanting in our lives, is that wanting begets you things that you will realize you can go without. And it is a weird juxtaposition because it's almost like you have to have it before you can be okay with losing it. I don't know if that makes sense or if that's true even necessarily. But I can definitely notice a bunch of instances where that feels like the case. I think the fact that everything that you can want right now will be superseded, and maybe I shouldn't say that necessarily because we want people as well in this life sometimes, right? But let's say all of the material, all of the technological things you can want for will be made better, right? You not getting what you want now, technically, like the ability to want that thing doesn't go away, right? And the thing might not necessarily go away unless it's like some sort of super vintage one of a kind print and you want that specific one of a kind one. I mean, that's like bummer. I'm sorry. Let's say consumer products, right? The longer you wait, the better the thing will get. And if you do eventually manage to manifest it, it's just going to be better. You're just going to get more. And again, is there any such thing as full when it comes to this experience we're here to be having? That's a long-winded way of saying should. Let me read the previous one. The hair is the air. My brain still is ready to like discounted the simple act that moved me forward. I don't understand what these things mean necessarily. Should. Should? I don't know. I'm trying to think if you're trying. I'm trying to understand what you're saying again, and I'm guessing you're trying to attach want and should. Want the acquisition thereof, the abandonment thereof to should. Is it a should that if you have acquired something that you need to abandon it? I don't think so, at least. What relationship do I have with should? What should I do? What should I think about should? I already reached that level where I've said it enough times where the word sounds strange to me. It shouldn't, but it shall. Oh, language. I'm trying to now think about what the Afrikaans word for should is. Moet. Ek moet. Jij moet. You should. Yeah, moet. Our word is moet. Jy moet het doen. You can be like you have to do it as well. Our word should and have is basically the same. Have to. I have to do it. I should do it. Ek moet het doen. I kan det doen. That will be more I will do it. Ik zal det doen. Ik zal het doen. And that will be I shall do it. Do we have a word for should? It feels like it should be moet. Do we have a word for have? Have to. Feels like it's also moot, right? And maybe there's something to be discovered in that, translating that back to English. That have, you have to, and you should are like brothers and sisters of each other. You know, and the have to is met with a certain kind of resistance, and the you should is met with the same energy but a different kind of resistance. I'm trying to think about which one I find the more resistance to. I think have to. I find more resistance to. And again, I grew up as an Afrikaans speaking person. So I got told, ek moet, jy moet, dit and that. Meld can run with any damn word prompt AI generator. I was just saying, yeah, I hear that. I was just saying it sounded like you were trying to talk through a decision that you weren't trying to make, which only makes me think you're thinking you should make it. No, for me, like I am relating today's stream topic. If you really have to know, it's not necessarily a decision that needs to be made. It's almost like the decision is already made. All right. It's almost like the decision is now a slow burn. Like I'm going to be helping with a client and his brand, but this was a more, an extra, an abundance that added to my environment. And now that I've had this abundance added, now that I've had more, I can realize that some part of me can want less. Right? And that's the idea we're trying to like, wow, I can want more until I have it and then want less. That's Indra string. I think so, at least. Make reasonable choices. Don't tell me what to do. That starts making the most unreasonable choices. Are you telling me I should make reasonable choices? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying right now? Takes out gun. It is finger guns, though, of course. I'm getting hearts. No, I'm diffused. Peacocking a little bit. Fine, you got me there. Yeah. One thing in having and needing and desiring and craving and expecting. That's a big one. That's a dangerous one. I think that might be the dangerous one is yet expecting. Waiting. I do spend a fair bit of time waiting. I do think it's one of those things that we cannot help but have as a human experience. You will have to wait for something, for some things. And yet at the same time, there is no such thing as waiting, when what you're here to have is this experience. There's no real loading screens in this experience we're having. Even during our dreams, right? We go to sleep and we still experience on that side as well. No loading screens. There's no real waiting in this experience, at least. I wonder what that's going to manifest as, especially when we all have access. I mean, it already has manifested as us being on our cell phones a lot, right? Waiting is now filled with what has been dubbed doom scrolling. And I feel like that even is a bad word for it. Doom scrolling is just continuously scrolling from one post to the next, to the next, to the next. And you having that sense of like dread, questioning like why am I doing this? Knowing you're supposed to do something else, wanting to get away from it but not being able to. And that has technically already happened to us. My mind is going down the rabbit hole of how we now, with these devices, have more of everything than we could have ever hoped for, right? At least access to it. And in that way, some people have concluded, and having more, that they want less. I feel like I'm literally trying to untangle like belief systems in my own brain. Because I want more, always, it seems. Maybe that's a part of the question you see me asking. If you're seeing me fight some sort of battle, I find myself relentlessly wanting more. And it's such a driving factor in my experience that it makes it hard for me to appreciate what I already have. So, how can I use my feeling, my ability, my capacity to want more to want less? How can I want more of wanting less? Can I want wanting less so much that I want less with my ability to want more? Yes. I want this fly to leave me in peace. Mercy. Give me personal space. Oh, there's like so much world out there. I just want this little bubble of mine. I've landed in the office with my Earl Grey tea. That does sound nice. Joe, do enjoy your office day. It is a Friday, so one more before the weekend allows us to spend some time the way we want to. Is it still snowing where you are? It was starting to snow where Joe is yesterday. Today's been a hot one for me. The scarf was literally completely drenched in water, and it's going to that dry point where it will not leave moisture on things if you pat it down. I want a super suit. Oh goodness. And you know what the best part is? I'm gonna get super suit, and then it might not be as perfect as it needs to be at first or something, and I'm going to uh, want to not wear it or something. There's gonna be some sort of nonsense. I can see it. Some sort of nonsense awaits. You can dress up, but don't dress up your thinking. Sometimes thinking needs to be dressed up, Maulao. Sometimes my thinking doesn't make any sense, bro. Sometimes my thinking is wrong. And I'm willing to admit that. If you're wondering what I'm busy with, I'm playing with my little zipper. Little zipper. Because again, I've wanted things. I've wanted many a thing. And in wanting these things, I have been left with less. That's maybe the other side of it. Maybe that's the other side of today's consideration, because I was talking about wanting more and then realizing you want less. But there is also wanting more and ending up with less because of your want of more. Right? And that's where I don't want to end up. That would be like the worst case scenario. And I can very easily acknowledge and see how that could be a trajectory if I don't dress up my thinking, if we're going to use that kind of language. We had snow flurries throughout the day, but none stuck to the ground. The snow was bitey though. The cold was bitey though. Bless. Icy melt invested himself. He is here. I observe this person, and the light of all lights never wavers. Consciousness never wavers. It's true. I would like to believe that my consciousness is not wavering. I think, if anything, I'm just allowing myself I'm allowing the critical version of me, if you will, some room to guide me in so many words. Because I do feel like I could always be better. Always. Maybe that's again something I want more of. Oh goodness. Can I just for a second, please? Can someone just not? All right. I feel like that was a beautiful place to kind of realize, yes, wanting more and then wanting less of the wanting of more, please. just for a sec. I appreciate you, friends, for wanting to be here, at least for a moment. If you're new, do subscribe. I'm going to be doing a horizontal stream next where we flip this over. See you, friends, there. Thank you for joining. You are loved, you are lovable, and you are loving. And I love you. Appreciate you, friends, for joining. Until I do it again. Cheers.